All right, so what's going on, ladies and gentlemen and beautiful people? How's everybody doing? This is your host and your chairman 100, Man-nyy Quinones. As always, I'm blessed, grateful, and excited to be able to be here with you on this edition of the Successful Saturday. As always, our goal here is to be able to bring leadership and mentorship to the lives of so many people, because leadership really extends far beyond the business. It's about being a leader in the church. It's about being a leader in the home. It's about being a leader in the business, right? It's about being a leader in your marriage, right? Leadership builds better futures. So we want to be able to be sure that we're always giving people a very, very high level of leadership in many, many different areas. And on this week of the Successful Saturday, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be jumping into something that's incredibly important. And I like to call this the journey. Okay. Many of us who are inside of the business, we are walking in the business at a different time. So it's very, very easy for somebody to come in and to look at somebody on a chapter 5, on a chapter 15, on a chapter 20. And it's very easy for us to be able to compare ourselves to another individual when we're able to identify them. Have you ever met a leader? Have you ever met an educator? Have you ever met a trader? Have you ever met somebody who was extremely successful? And when you came in contact with them, you vibe with them, you rub elbows with them, and you said, man, this individual is just like me. If they can be successful, I can be successful. Because again, you identify, you see a piece of you inside of them. But what begins to happen is two things happens to the human mind. You see, the thing number one is that we end up using this as fuel, as motivation to say, hey, listen, those are our goals. Those are our dreams. That's where we can go. That's what we can aspire to be. So I'm going to work harder. I'm going to be all that I can be so that way I can put myself in that position. But on the other hand, what happens to some individuals is that they pick up the cynical mindset. And then they start to complain, and they start to think, well, why am I not there? Why can't I be there? Why am I going through all this? Why do they have the car and I don't? Why do they have the house and I don't? You see, it's very easy to wish. It's very easy to want. It's very easy to desire. But what is incredibly hard is to be able to build the discipline to get from where you're at to where you want to be. You see, like Steve Jobs said, he said that it's only when you get to your destination that you can look back and connect all of the dots. And this business, this industry is a major dot. It's a major benchmark in the lives of so many different people because there's so many entrepreneurs. Right? We're going to be talking about that today, about how over 70% of entrepreneurs are self-made entrepreneurs. They're people like you and I, people that didn't have the education, people that didn't have the background, people that didn't want to form into society's mold, that picked up the grit, that picked up the will, that picked up the determination, the tenacity, right? That got the discipline, that got the edge, the fire to really do what it took every single day, day after day after day after day after day after day, to forge the life that they want. How many of you guys are really willing to forge the life that you want and force yourself into a position of successful, force yourself into a better mindset, force yourself into a position of leadership? You see, because every single day it is a battle. It is a battle to get to where you want to go. So when you are identifying with another person, how successful that they are you using that as a motivation to say, hey, this is where I know I'm going to get. This is the long-term goal. Even if it takes me 2 years, even if it takes me 5 years, even if it takes me 10 years, I know that working 10 years of my life and getting to that point is going to be better than spending the next 40, 50 years of my life in a position that I don't want to be and living in a state of ungratitude. Right? Many people, they want that. So that's why this week on the Successful Saturday, we're going to be talking about the journey. And we're going to call this Your Road to Success. So what we're going to do is we're going to begin. And I want you guys to take a look at the image that is on your screen presently right here. Now, let me make sure that I have the chat box and I have everything up that's over here, okay? So right over here, I want you guys to take a look at the image that is on your screen, right? And I want you to look at that man, at that woman, at that person, at that figure that is right there. And I want you to look at what he is aiming for. That person is aiming for a goal, and that goal is success. How many of you guys are aiming for success, right? Type of one in the chat box if you're aiming for success. How many of you are shooting for that benchmark of success, right? Now, that benchmark, that word of success is incredibly big. It is incredibly powerful. I want you guys, I want us to really elaborate on that word of success right now. I want you guys for a single moment, I want you guys to visualize with me, what does success mean to you right now in this moment? I want you to take a minute. I want you to really think about this. What does success mean to you? Does it mean that you're going to have everything that you said you're going to have? Is it waking up in the morning in that big six bedroom, 7 bathroom house on a lake, walking out to a beautiful garden? Is it waking up and then push to start that car and the engine is purring and you're in it and you just feel like a success? Is it walking into neighborhoods and it's a beautiful restaurant of wealth, of elevated experiences, and then you're fully dressed and people respect you, admire you, and shake your hand? Is success waking up and seeing your kids happy every single day, knowing that every single Christmas they can get what they want? Is success giving your mother the house that she always wanted, right? What does success, is success looking at, you know, it's fun to me, looking at my bank account and watching the numbers go up. That's fun for me, right? Acquiring wealth. What does success mean to you? And I really want you to take a moment to think about that success. And I want you guys to look at the road that you have to walk over in order to become successful. I want you to look at that road. Look at the words that are there on that road. In order to get to success, you're going to have to walk through failures. You're going to have to walk through fears. You're going to have to walk through problems, consistency, crisis. You're going to have to walk through giving up. You're going to have to walk through people saying that you can't. You're going to have to walk through risk, right? There are so many different things that you're going to have to get through in order to get to that word of success. Because family, I want you to think with me for a moment, right? The minute that this opportunity came into your life, the minute that you seen this, and then all of a sudden you opened up a vision and you said, wow, I can be successful. I can become a millionaire 5 ways over with this opportunity. I can build out my skills. I can build up as a person. I can build to become a person of influence, right? When you enter this opportunity, all of a sudden, somewhere in your mind, you've seen what your life can become. And when you've seen what your life can become, I don't believe for a single moment that this opportunity, for a single moment that you chose this opportunity. You see, I believe that God works. The universe works in very mysterious ways. I believe that this opportunity chose you. I believe that God chose you to be inside of this opportunity. Remember, he gives his toughest battles to his strongest soldiers, because there are over 8 billion people on planet Earth, yet there are only a few 100,000 of people that are inside of this business, that are on this call right now, getting this opportunity to be able to be successful. And you were the one that was chosen, right? It was like a divine intervention for this opportunity to be able to come into your life. And God said, listen, you can do this. And when you see this, and now you're just aligning all your thoughts, you're like, well, I can be successful. I can be this. I can be that. I can be this. And when you guys open up your calendar, family, this is something that I talk about. And you guys can do this experience with me, right? I'm going to open up my calendar app, and I'm going to look at the calendar app, and I'm going to back up the calendar. And as we look at the calendar, you can see that there are so many different days. And then somewhere on that calendar, I want you guys to look at what month on that calendar means something to you. And then when you find the month, I want you guys to look for the day, right? There is a magical day. There is a magical month. There is a magical year, because that year, that month, that day is going to be your day. That's going to be the day where you actually walk across that finish line of success, and everything that you ever went through and you saying to yourself, it was absolutely worth it. The 5 years of struggle, the 5 years of toil, the 5 years of building myself up, then it suddenly all makes sense. You see, but if you are not going every single day, that day is never going to be your day. There is never going to be a day that is your day, a day that you can say it was all worth it if you give up. You see, because every single day that you're pushing towards that goal of success, every single day that you're trying to accomplish what you want to accomplish, You're gonna struggle. You're gonna encounter obstacles. You're gonna encounter different things. But remember, things are not happening to you. Things are happening for you. You see, the reason why God is putting these things in your life is because he's not trying to challenge you. He is trying to change you and warp you and mold you into the person that you need to become in order to lead that house, in order to lead that business, in order to lead that church, in order to lead that marriage, in order to lead that family. Okay? It's not meant to challenge you. It is meant to change you. You see, a leader is the one that can build the foundation based on the stones others have thrown at them. So every day you're being tested. Every day you're being tried. Every single day you're being judged worthy. And the day that you give up, God pulls it right from under your feet and said, you are not ready for this, my son. You are not. So if you know that you are absolutely ready for your success, if you know without a shadow of a doubt that this world is yours, that you know that everything that you ever wanted was yours, the trip to Fiji, going to Bora Bora, eating at any restaurant that you want, buying anything that you want, creating the experiences for your family. If you know that this is yours, I need you to claim it. I need you to claim it, and I need you to walk every single day to that goal of success without a loss of enthusiasm, because that's what success is. So type I am for me in the chat box if you are ready to receive it, if you are ready to really walk to your destination and go through that valley of despair, so that way you can be in the kingdom of success. Now, family, look, let's push it forward. I want you guys to remember this, right? When we're starting off in life, we all start as a child, as an infant. And as an infant, we're being told what to do by our parents. So our life is very directed. And then we grow into young adulthood, and we begin to become adults. And now we're going to high schools, right? And then this is where we're really beginning to experience life. And then we're wondering, well, what are we going to do with our life? Where are we going to go? What's going to be our career? People are telling us what we should do, where we should go, what could be a good job. And then many of us are getting pulled in a place that's going to provide finance, but not provide purpose, right? You're getting pushed in a way that's going to provide a paycheck, but not actually provide a purpose. So then we're just doing whatever it is that we want to do. And then all of a sudden we go to college, or we go through our 20s, and then we begin to wander in our life. And then things begin to change. And then this is where we thought we was going to do this, but then we ended up doing this. And then we thought we was going to be in this career, but then we're in that career, right? How many of you guys are in your 20s and your 30s, and then you began to felt lost? And then you're looking at your life and you're saying, hey, this is not what I expected for myself. I didn't think I was going to be here. I didn't think I was going to be there. I didn't think I was going to be at that job. I didn't think I was going to be making that much money. How many of you guys just feel like life threw you for a twist, but you're still knowing that you're on your goal, you're on your path? You don't know how you're going to get there, but you know that you're on your path. Well, family, let me tell you that it's extremely normal. And remember this, right? Not all those who wander are lost. Not all those who wander are lost. It takes life, it takes experience to really figure out what you want to have going on. Because this obstacle, this journey is going to take you through all these loopholes. But as long as you are clear on where you want to be, on where you want to go, you're going to get there. God is going to line up the people, right? He's going to line up the opportunities. He's going to open up the doors. And it's just going to be your job to actually not walk by sight, but actually walk by faith and begin walking through these doors, begin walking through these opportunities and understanding what your end mind is. And it doesn't matter when you get there, because look at all these individuals who went through loopholes in their life, but end up incredibly successful, right? You got Ray Kroc, from the McDonald's founder. Until 52 years old, he was selling paper cups and milkshake mixers. Now his family fortune is in the upwards of hundreds of billions of dollars. Look at Mary Kay Ashley, the founder of Mary Kay, which was a home-based business company selling, cosmetics and different things like that, worth billions of dollars. Until 45, she was a woman who sold books. Think about that, doing door to door, right? Let's look at somebody over here. Look at J.K. Rowling, right? The author of Harry Potter. She was a single mother of, I believe, 2 or 3 on welfare, right? Traveling, and then when she was on a train is when she came up with the concept of Harry Potter. Until 31, she was a single mother. And now look at the Harry Potter franchise. right? Look at Harrison Ford, actor and producer. Until 30s, he was a carpenter. I was actually in the construction space as well. Look at Mark Cuban, the owner of the Dallas Mavericks. Until 25, he was a bartender. You see, just because of where you are, it doesn't mean that that's where you're going to end up. That's why they say never base somebody's life based on the chapter that you walked in on. So if you're in a chapter 2, if you're in a chapter 4, if you're in a chapter 5, trust me, you have not finished writing your own life. As long as you're still walking, as long as you're still breathing, as long as there's still life going through your nostrils, right? Then there is an opportunity to still get to where you want to go. So you have to make sure that you are get there, because remember, again, people who took an indirect path to success have often got there. And I once heard this. They say if you take the path less traveled, that would often lead to the land of riches. If you take the path less traveled, that would often lead to the land of riches. Right. So we're gonna talk about this, right? For those of you that are still on your path, you're not where you thought you were gonna be, but you know exactly where you're gonna end up being. Let's talk about some facts, right? Let's talk about some facts and some figures about people who have become self-made millionaires, right? Facts and figures, right? And this was based on about a year, 2 years ago, right? It said that there was 46.8 million millionaires. So we're talking about there's almost 50 million millionaires. That was just in the United States alone. And we look at this news flash, right? It says that the percentages of self-made millionaires are increasing each and every single year. So every year there are more people that are becoming successful self-made millionaires, right? If we look at 2019, right? There was 1.1 new millionaires in 2019. In 2020, there was 1.5 new millionaires expected to be created in 2020. Now we're in 2021. So all we got to do is look at that and look at how our economy transformed. Look at how COVID ended up reshaping the world, right? There was no real loss of money. Sure, people lost their jobs. It was extremely sad. I think it was over 50 million jobs were lost in the United States. But there is no such thing as a loss of money. You see, what happens is the Federal Reserve continues to pump money into the United States. So the only thing that happens is that money transfers. So last year, there was just a massive transfer of wealth from the working class to the entrepreneurs, people in educational spaces, people that were online, people that were getting into different things, capitalizing on the evolution of technology, on how the world is reshaping. It was only a transfer of wealth, and more people are becoming extremely successful year after year after year after year because they're keeping up with the economy. They're keeping up with the times. It says that 78% of people are self-made millionaires. I like to talk about this all the time, right? 78% of people are self-made millionaires, right? So that means 8 out of 10 people have actually was born from a little and now they have a lot. While the other 20% are silver spoon children. There are people that were born into families that were already, they were like, oh, I have this Bentley while I'm 18. How many of you guys had a Bentley where you were 18? How many of you guys grew up and then your parents were like, hey, listen, we're gonna leave you this $100 million fortune in real estate, and you're gonna have residual income, and your family's gonna be set up for the rest of your life. Don't worry. How many of you guys got to go to Cabo on your 18th birthday and celebrate with your friends? Many of us didn't get to do that, right? Many of us didn't get to do that because we were not born a millionaire. So 80%. Now, why is it that more people who were born misfortunate, I guess you can say, or born of not being a millionaire, how come more people become successful when they're born poor than there are people successful that were born rich? I'm going to tell you why, family. I'm going to tell you why. Because when you're born into a rich family, you have to really work. You have to really work to instill values into your children, right? You cannot program hunger into them. You cannot program creativity into them, right? There is a certain thing when we're going through life, the experiences of life, they challenge us. They change us. They give us hunger. They give us grit. They give us tenacity. They make us think cutting edge. They make us think creativity. And then that puts something in our heart that drives us to change our family, to change our ends, to change our future, to change our family's name. So it is actually a blessing. It can be a blessing to be who you are. It can be a blessing to be who you are, because who you are is going to make you who you're going to become. So you have to be fortunate for these experiences, because we go through them for a reason. If you look at the disciples in the Bible, each of God's disciples, they were not these made men. They were murderers. They were rapists, right? They were prostitutes. They were people that again, it says God's story. God's story is his glory. Your story is his glory. He changes people. This life is not meant to challenge you. It is meant to change you. Yes, that's how you go from rags to riches, right? So we are fortunate to be who we are. We are. Nobody commands a room like us. Look at this, family. Now I'm going to go a little bit deeper. So understand that if you really take hold of this opportunity, you really take hold of this trade education, you really take hold of the home-based business space, and you decide to grow yourself into a professional, we're not talking about chump change. You're in an industry that is worth hundreds of millions of dollars. You're in an industry that is trading billions of dollars. You are literally aligning yourself with the richest and most wealthiest people inside of the world. The opportunity is right there in your hand, and all you got to do is reach for it. All you got to do is grab it. All you got to do is go for it every single day. But if life has not yet put that hunger in you, then I need you to go home, and I need you to really reflect, because Les Brown said, he said that the most expensive place on planet Earth is the graveyard. Because the graveyard, that's where so many hopes, so many dreams, so many goals were died and laid to rest. People that did not act on their greatness. So on their tombstone, don't even put their last name. Just put not used up, because they never lived up to their potential. Honey, you got greatness inside of you, but you have to work for it. Every single day, it is there to move with this authority on planet Earth, to move with this passion, with this conviction. It's inside of you. But you really have to go. You really have to go for it, because nobody can give you hunger. You can't train on passion. But if you go for it, check this out. If you go for it, check this out. In order to become a top 1% in all of the United States, to be amongst the top 1% of U.S. earners, a household needs to make an income of only $420,000 a year. That's it. $420,000 a year. Now, I want you guys to think about this. How incredibly difficult it is it to bring home $420,000 a year? You got doctors and lawyers, people that are going to college for 10 years. And again, I'm just comparing. I'm not talking down on anything right that, right? You can look at all these incredible professions, going in NASA, going in all these different things. They're going to college for 10 plus years, 7 plus years. They're putting up $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 in colleges. They're getting these jobs, and they have to work 5, 10, 15, 20 years. And then, you know, when I go around my community is extremely wealthy. All the people that are driving Rolls Royces and Phantoms and Ferraris and Lamborghinis, they're a bunch of older individuals. People in their 50s, their 60s, their 70s that have finally made it. The average death age is 72 in America. I'm not trying to retire at 65 and then for 7 years drive around a car and then call that living. No. I want to live every single day. So the only cheat to life is to get ahead of the curve early. The earlier you get ahead of the curve, the better off that you are. So in order to really live in an upper echelon type of lifestyle, you need to make $420,000 a year. So think about this. As a chairman 25 inside of our company, you're earning $25,000 a month, plus you're getting a $5,000 bonus. So you're looking at about $360,000 a year as a chairman 25. At $360,000 a year, okay, you're about $60,000 short from becoming a top 1% income earner. That's it. At a chairman 25, you're $60,000 a year short. Put that on sports mode, honey. You're $60,000 short from becoming a top 1% income earner. Family, you could throw that in a trading account. You can make $60,000 a year just like that. And boom, next thing you know, you're now top 1%. To become a chairman 25, how many lives do you need to change in your business? Does anybody know? How many lives do you need to change in your business to become a chairman 25? About 1,200 lives. And in order to get to these chairman ranks, right? Many of you guys are thinking about, oh, it's me, 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 me. I need to be chairman. I need to be chairman. No, 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 no. The great Zig Ziglar said, he said, help enough people get what they want and you will get what you want. When you are wearing that badge of chairman, when you have achieved this rank, you're not hitting it by yourself, right? The rank is the lowest level of leadership. When you're hitting a chairman, that is a reflection of how many lives you have truly impacted, because you really have to be selfless. You have to be selfless. You have to be willing to put in the hours. You have to be willing to help people out. You have to be willing to get on all those Zooms hour after hour after hour after hour after hour, even if these people are quitting your business in 2-3 months. Because what's actually happening? No, you're going straight.
No, I'm not. I came the wrong way.
Okay. Okay. And I'm so sorry, guys. Okay. To be able to get there, you really have to be selfless. You have to be selfless, because it's only going to make sense in the beginning. And don't let people come here and ridicule you and say, oh, you're brainwashed. Oh, don't do this. Oh, there's no end result for that. Because I'm going to tell you one thing, family, happy people never complain. It's always the unhappy people. Your success reminds other people of their failure, right? When's the last time you've been to a resort? I want you guys to think about going to a beautiful, beautiful resort. You went there, you had an amazing time. There was great food. There was everything. What did you do? When you left that resort, you told all of your friends about that resort by word of mouth. But what I bet you didn't do was, I bet that you didn't go online and leave a review. Why? Because happy people don't complain. We're not looking for we're just too busy living our life, being happy, telling people about how amazing it was. And that's why companies have to reach and say, hey, make sure you're leaving us a good review. Please do this. Please do that. Please do this. Please do that. Because if they don't do that, guess what unhappy people are doing? Misery loves company. Unhappy people, they go to the internet. They make all the videos. They complain. They do this. They do that. You're brainwashed. And then they manipulate the truth. They manipulate what we're doing, the impact that we're living in people's lives, how we're changing our own life. And then you're not hearing it enough. And then you're just getting confused by the naysayers that are online. You say, oh, that has to be the truth. All that is the devil taking you off your course. That's all that is, because we are doing God's work. We are helping families. We are changing people's lives. So in order to be a chairman, in order to really go far, you have to be selfless, because it's all going to make sense. Family, the last 5, 7, 8 years of my life that I've been an entrepreneur, I could have stood at that job. I could have stood out the way. I could have stood out of the controversy, right? And I could have been a roofer making $78 an hour. But honey, if I talk to you guys about my income right now, it's going to make some of you guys turn white in the face, because it's growing every day by his glory. Because every single day, I'm not worried about what people are saying. I'm helping people's lives. I'm helping people change their life. And you guys need to understand that. That's how you're going to become in the top 1% income earner in the world, ladies and gentlemen. So let's talk about this. Success is like an iceberg. Okay? Success is like an iceberg. What do people see? People see the rank. They see the lifestyle. They see the traveling. They see the accolades. They say, oh, Man-nyy, you're a chairman 100. Man-nyy, you're a master trader. Man-nyy, you're the director of the Forex Academy. Man-nyy, you're this. Man-nyy, you're that. X, Y, and Z, right? All that. They see all of that, but what they don't see, and this goes for every single person, people are never, listen, this is what I found out about life. When you get started on something, you cannot quit, okay? You have to stick to your commitments. You have to commit to your commitments. Why? The minute you get started, if you quit, people are going to say one of two things. They're going to say, oh, I knew you was going to quit. That's why I didn't join you. I knew you was going to give up. That's why I didn't do it. But if you stay in long enough, you know what they're going to say? They're going to say, oh, I knew you was always going to make it happen. I knew you had it in you. I knew you was going to do that. Yeah. Okay. I'm sure, Felicia. Okay, so you cannot quit when you get in, because the minute you get started, people are going to be saying one or two things. Oh, I always knew you could do it, or oh, I knew you was going to quit. So what are you going to do? Are you really going to live up to your greatness? Because trust me, there is an amazing life of abundance that is on this other side. It's an amazing thing that you're a metapod. You are metamorphosing right now, every single day that you're in this live, every call, every trading call, every go live, every mentorship call, every call to God call, right? Every morning prayer call, every single call is metamorphosing you into who you want to be. So all people are going to see this success. From all the wealthy people, all you're going to see is their success. Even look at this. There are rappers that I don't like. There's rappers that they're so derogatory. They're talking about guns and women and shake this and da 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 da. And it's like, I feel like my IQ is literally getting lowered. I feel poor. I just feel my energy getting it, like the Holy Spirit just leaves my body when I'm listening to music like that. But you know what I do respect them for? Not for their music, but I respect them for their mindset. Because even the most derogatory rapper had to have the most incredible work ethic to get to their position. So don't ever idolize people based on the success. Idolize them based on their mindset and pick their brains. Because while you see the success, what you don't see is this. You don't see the rejection. You don't see the sleepless nights year after year. You don't see all of the meetings that they had to go to. You didn't see all the time management and how they had to organize their life and then balance God, balance their family, balance the business, balance this, balance their fitness. You didn't see all the money that they had to put back in. You didn't see all the determination. You didn't see all the daily goals. You didn't see all the crying, all the tears, all the wondering, all the self-doubt. You didn't see all the mindset calls that they went through, all the trainings that they went through. You didn't see all the perseverance, the things that they had to work through. You didn't see the disappointment. You know how hard it is to feel disappointed? Look at my mother right there in the back, right over there. Mom, say hi. There goes my beautiful mother, right? You know how many years of disappointment I had to go through when my mom didn't understand the business, and all she did, just not knowing of, wanted me to go back to the union. She was like, but Manny, but why? Why are you doing this? I can't expect her to understand my grind when God didn't give her my vision. I am on my own path, but now she is so happy that I'm in the position that I'm in now. She's so proud. So I need you guys to understand that. You know how hard it is to go through disappointments, to be focused, the good habits, the staying healthy, the sacrifices that you have to go through. Sometimes you have to spend time away from your wife. You have to spend time away from your family. You have to spend time away from your kids. You have to get away from those friends, that environment that's bringing you down. But sometimes you have to separate to elevate. This is what people don't see, and then you guys feel like you're on an iceberg, like you're on a lonely island, and you think that you're the only person going through this. No. Every single person of success and renown has went through what you're going through. The only difference for them is that they went through it sooner and they actually made it through. How many of you guys are ready to make it through? How many of you guys are ready to push? I want you guys to remember this. I want you guys to type push for me in that chat box. What does push stand for? Persist until something happens. The business is not going your way. What are you going to do? Push. Write it down for me in the chat box, right? That trading account is not going your way. What are you going to do? Push, right? That family is telling you, hey, you're not going to make it. What are you going to do? You're going to push, right? The friends are going to say, bro, you're stuck in one of those things. They got you there. What are you going to do? Push. The YouTube videos and the Instagrammers who are looking to just build up their money by tearing down another company, and then they're talking crap. What are you going to do? Push. Every single time something is happening, all you got to do is push. Persist until something happens. Arcade after, just push. Breaking down wall after 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 wall. You have to be obsessed with your success. All right. Now, family, let's digress a little bit, right? So listen, on this road to success, whether you're going to be a trader or whether you're going to be a builder or both, there is something that you guys need to understand. There are two types of growths that you're going to go through. You're going to go through personal growth and you're going to go through practical growth. Okay. You're going to go through personal growth and you're going to go through practical growth. So it doesn't matter if you're only on this to be a customer, a trader. It doesn't matter if you're only in this to be a business builder. It doesn't matter if you're on the journey for both. And remember, mama didn't raise no fool. So you got to get your income. You got to get your hands in all the pots of honey. So you got to get both avenues of income here, trading and building. All right. So when you're on this road of entrepreneurship, okay, there's going to be personal growth and practical growth. Let me explain this. Personal growth is the roots. Personal growth is the roots. It's you building on the inside, building the value, building deeply, okay? Building deeply. Practical growth is the skill set, right? That's the learning how to close, learning how to trade, learning how to present, right? Learning how to put a PowerPoint together, right? Learning how to organize an event, right? All of the practical, all of the physical stuff that you have to do is practical growth. Those are practical skills that pay the bills. And then there is personal growth. Personal growth is you growing internally, you learning how to grow emotionally, you learning how to grow, being more methodical with your business, you developing as a leader, you developing your mindset. There is an inner growth and there's an outer growth, personal growth and practical growth. And I want to talk to you guys about the personal growth real quick. How many of you guys have heard the story of the bamboo tree? How many of you guys have heard the story? If you guys have heard the bamboo story, type seed for me in the chat box. If you have not heard the story of the bamboo tree, okay? I want to see how many people know it, okay? Only a couple of people. I'm surprised. Family, let me tell you about the story. You guys are a seed. And remember this, right? You are a seed, like money. You are meant to be planted. While people were throwing dirt at you, they thought they were burying you, but they didn't know that you was a seed and you was actually being planted. So that way you can grow a monumental amount of success. So when people are throwing dirt at you, remember, they're not burying you, they're planting you. Let me tell you guys about the story of the bamboo tree, right? There was this farmer, and he wanted to be the greatest farmer that the world has ever seen, right? So he went down to the local garden and he said, listen, I want to have the biggest garden. I want to have the most towering garden. What can I grow that's going to make my garden look so amazing, so big, so immaculate? What can I grow? Right? The person at the market, he said, I'm going to give you some bamboo seeds. These bamboo seeds are going to be tall, just it's going to be a big one. It's going to look like a kingdom. When they come to your garden, they're going to see this whole forest of bamboo sticks, and on the other side will be your kingdom. So he said, all right. But then the guy at the market, he warned them. He said, listen, he said, these are not going to grow overnight. It's going to require a lot of TLC, a lot of love, a lot of tender care, a lot of touch. You're going to have to water these. You're really going to have to stay consistent. If you want the biggest bamboo trees in the world, if you want this to be known, you're going to really have to make sure that you're doing this every day. And the farmer said, he said, I got this. Don't worry. So the farmer took the bamboo seeds. He went back to his garden and he planted thousands of bamboo seeds. Okay? Planted thousands of bamboo seeds. And then what did he start to do after he planted them, right? He started to water them. A day goes by, he's watering. A week goes by, he's watering. A month goes by, he's watering, and he doesn't see nothing. He's like, oh man, he's like, I don't even see a little sprout. I've been working at this bamboo every day. I've been watering my business every single day, right? How many of you guys have been watering your business? You're trying to water your trade account, but you're not yet seeing the results. The farmer's watering those bamboo seeds. He's watering it, and he don't see results. He's a little discouraged, but he said, you know what? I'm going to keep going. I'm going to stick to my commitments. So he keeps watering. He keeps watering it every day. Next thing you know, another month. 6 months go by. He's like, what is going on? He started to really get discouraged. He's like, I've been watering this for 6 months. I'm nurturing it, right? How many of you guys are nurturing your business? You're putting your heart into the business. You're putting your heart on the calls. You're putting yourself in front of the educators. You're in your business. It's been 6 months and you're like, what is going on? What is going on? I'm trying to get there. So the farmer's like, you know what? I'm not going to give up. So he keeps watering it and he keeps watering. Next thing you know, a year goes by. He still sees nothing in the ground. He's like, I don't see a single sprout. I don't have a single dollar in my trading account. I haven't hit the ranks that I'm looking for. I don't see nothing. What is going on right now? And then he's like, you know what? I'm not going to give up. I'm going to stick to my commitments because one day I'm going to have that bamboo. One day I'm going to have that garden. I'm going to keep going. And what happened was that his actions turned into routine. And now it became routine. So every single day he went about his life and then he just continued to water his bamboo tree and went on with his life. And it became a part of his routine. How many of you guys have fell in the routine where you're living your life, you're at your job, you're coming home, but then you're working on your business, you're on the calls, right? You have an expectation, you know where you want to go, but now you felt like you've been stripped of that. I'm going to get it right now. And that's what he did. He just fell into the routine. And then he kept going. And a year passed. And another year passed. And another year passed. And another year passed. And the next thing you know, 5 years pass in his business. Family, when I was an entrepreneur, I started my entrepreneurship journey at 25 years old. I was about 30 years old when I started to see success in my business. From 30 to 33 is where I have seen staggering success. They say that wealth is going to come so fast, so fluent that you're just going to ask yourself, well, where all of this money come from? And it's going to keep coming, and it's going to keep coming, and it's going to keep coming, and you're just like, wow. But 5 years, I relate to the story. That's why I remember it. 5 years, I just kept watering the bamboo tree. So by year 5, next thing you know, he comes out of his house. One day he comes out of the house and boom, he sees a little sprout, and woo, things start to change. How many of you guys, and again, some of you guys, it might have been triple, quadruple watering your business. So your bamboo garden could be growing after a year, after 2 years. I don't know, but you start to see a sprout in your business. The trade starts to click. The back office starts to click. People start coming into your business. You're hitting your first couple of ranks. You're making your first couple of hundred, your first couple of thousand. You start to see the sprout on the farmer, and he got so excited. He's like, oh, it's there. So he came and he went in overtime. So he started watering it and watering it and watering it. And in 5 weeks, those bamboo trees grew 90 feet tall. And finally, so after 5 years of watering, in 5 weeks, he grew 90 feet tall bamboo trees all around his garden, and the world was amazed. His neighbors were amazed at his success. They was like, this just happened. How did that happen? So they were coming, they're shaking his hand. They're like, this is amazing. He's like, yeah, thank you. You see how it's amazing, but you didn't see the 5 years of watering in this garden. Family, you guys are a bamboo tree. Every single day, you are watering your business. You are watering your seed. And then there's going to be a day where your garden grows and it flourishes. And everybody's going to be in awe of your success in your life. And they're going to say, wow. But they didn't see the years that you put in. That's the personal growth. All righty? We're going to keep going. Now, listen, on this road to success, I got to talk to you guys about something. As you guys are watering that bamboo seed, as you guys are watering that bamboo tree, all righty? As you guys are along this journey, you're innovating, you're getting the leadership, you're getting the motivation, you're getting the hard work, you're getting the perseverance, you're getting to that goal of success. Along the way, there is going to be something known as a distraction. Family, don't let your distractions be a distraction. I'm going to say that again. Don't let your distractions be a distraction. Okay, it's so funny. I was actually watching the last SpongeBob movie that came out with my daughter. And then SpongeBob wanted to rescue his snail that was taken by Poseidon. Right? It's so funny, right? And then Keanu Reeves becomes his spirit guide. And Keanu Reeves, he said, listen, you're going to go to the kingdom. You're going to go to the palace. But there's going to be many distractions there. And he tells me, he said, listen, don't get distracted. And SpongeBob and Patrick, they're like, I'm not going to get distracted. SpongeBob's like, I love Gary. Oh, Gary! Turning the houses upside down. He enters Atlantis. The minute he enters Atlantis, all these people run up on him. Cotton candy, ice cream, churros, rides. And then all of a sudden his eyes start to go dizzy and all of a sudden he becomes distracted. How many of you guys are distracted by life? How many of you guys are opening up that social media, that Instagram? You're getting distracted by other people. You're getting distracted by the world's beauty. You're like, oh, I need to be this. You're getting distracted by families. Oh, I need this. You're getting, no pun intended. You're getting distracted by the man with the abs. You're getting distracted by this, by that, blah, 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 blah. Social media, YouTube, you're outside, the clubs, the music, the this, the that. If you really sit down and you think about every single thing that is in your life, how many things are you giving energy to that has nothing to do with your goals and your dreams? Every single thing that you're giving energy to that does not bring you one step closer along your path of success is a distraction. The Dalai Lama said this. He said that when you begin the day, he says you begin the day with a full bar of energy. And every time you are doing something, you're giving energy to something. And you're giving away your energy all day. And if you're too distracted and you're giving your energy to too many different things, by the time it boils down to do what you really need to do to get ahead, a step ahead in your life, your energy level is so low, you don't even have enough energy to go along your goals and your dreams. And that's how the world is designed. The world is designed to distract you, to keep you busy, to keep you entertained, to keep you occupied. Because the last thing the world wants is an innovative world of smart people. People who are aware, people who can actually, guys, the hand is in the power of the people. We talk about the world being upside down, the governor, the politics, and this and that, and yada, 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 the way the world is. But then people forget that we're the ones that are electing these people. The power is in the hands of the people, but too many people are asleep. They're not woke. They don't understand the world. They're too distracted. They're not caring about the things that are important, the things that are pushing our society ahead, the things that are pushing our business ahead. And then people are, if you don't create your life, somebody's going to hire you to create theirs. Oof. I'm going to say that again, family. If you're not working towards your goals and dreams, somebody's going to hire you to create theirs. So do not get distracted by the distractions, okay? There is something known. I want you guys to look at this, right? Look at the baby. This is what you guys are. This is called the shiny object syndrome. So many of you guys are getting caught by the shiny object syndrome. You're seeing these little crystal balls and you're like, woo! And boom, next thing you know, you're like, oh, I got another business opportunity. Oh, I got another trading opportunity. Oh, I got another this, I got another that. And you're getting so distracted. Meanwhile, you are on a path of multiple $1 million mentors, multiple $1 million traders, people that literally know the way and that show the way. Okay, yes, the academy is getting repaired and everything is getting increased. But between the academy, between the go lives, between the pre-recordings, between the strategies, between the live trading, between the mentorship, you have a straight line to success. And if you don't believe me, believe Jordan Belfort. Because Jordan Belfort met us, right? And Jordan Belfort, he is a next level man. And he talked about how fantastic our company is. Bob talks about how fantastic our company is. Les Brown talks about how fantastic our company is. TD Jakes talks about how fantastic our company is. Grant Cardone talks about how fantastic. Ty Lopez talks about how fantastic our company is. We have a straight line to success, but you're getting distracted by everything. The world is meant to distract you. Are you going to fall into it? Are you going to have the shiny object syndrome? Because what you're doing is every time you get a distraction, that is setting you back. Next thing you know, you're going in this whole curve. Let's bring it back. You're going through this whole curve of failure, unfulfillment, and then by the time you get back a year, 2 years later, you're right back to where you started or even worse. Don't get distracted by those distractions and keep going to your goal. Like the great Mike Murdoch said, he said that the only reason men, and that's plural for men and women, the only reason men fail is because of broken focus. That's the only way you can fail. Anything that you put your mind to, you can accomplish. Anything. Anything. Every man and woman and child was created equal. We got 2 ears. We got 1 nose, 1 mouth, 1 brain. The color of our skin literally does not matter. We are all people. We are all people created in his image. And we were all created internally. Our bones, we cut somebody up, our bones are the same. We bleed the same blue. We have the same type of brain. So there is no one man or woman that is better than the next man or woman. God put every single person on this earth to create, to multiply their wealth and their family. So the only reason, it doesn't matter what country, what state, what town, what province, doesn't matter how rich or how poor. When you were born, the minute that you see something, you have to follow it through to completion. And if you don't, then that's why your life falls apart. So I want you guys to think about how many things have you thought that you needed to do, but you never actually completed on them? How many things in your life have you never actually completed? Because all the things that you did complete, they contributed to your life right now, I bet. And you're so proud of them. So why are you so distracted that the things that are the most important, the things that you need right now, you're not staying focused? The only reason men and women fail is because of broken focus. So when you're on this road to success, remember this. When you're on this road to success, stay focused. Alrighty, family? The journey is going to continue. We're going to give you guys this training I'm going to give you guys a bonus for the Successful Saturday. Your journey continues. And we're going to do an amazing call about the 7 rules of the road. I'm going to talk to you guys about this vehicle that you're driving to success. And the car, the driver, the windshield, the engine, the landmark, the destination, right? The tuning up your car, the accountability partner. We're going to do another call. And it's going to be about the 7 rules of the road and how you can always have your car ready to drive you to success, because that could be a whole nother 30, 40 minutes. All right, fam, we're going to get ready to wrap this up. Guys, again, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys for being here. If you guys have found value on the Successful Saturday, I'm only going to ask one thing. I'm only going to ask one thing from you guys, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? I'm going to ask that you guys simply follow me on YouTube. I want you guys to go to YouTube, and all you guys got to do is look up the Successful Saturday. That's it. You look up the Successful Saturday, and then you're going to see my channel. I started up a brand new YouTube channel right here for you guys. And all of the recordings of our Successful Saturdays are going to be right here. So if your team missed it and your team needs to see it, if there is somebody that needs to receive this message, ladies and gentlemen, just bring them right here. And you can learn all about our trainings. And we have some incredible trainings as well, right? March Madness, how to launch a market, the IBO strategy. We not only go into mindset trainings, but the first 5 trainings that we did here were actually action-oriented trainings that can help you guys actually build your business. It teaches you about going into a market. Every single thing that you got to do, what you need to say, how to build it, how to connect the dots, build out your team, build out everything is all going to be here. So feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel, watch the video. There's going to be Google Drives linked down there with the with what you need. And then last but not least, if you guys want, family, you guys can also join our Successful Saturday Telegram. And in our Successful Saturday Telegram, you guys are going to get the links that you guys need to be able to make sure that you're never missing an update for this. So if you guys don't want to miss an update, family, I'm going to drop the link right there. Feel free to join the Successful Saturday on Telegram right over here. This is another place where you can catch the recordings. And then you could also catch all of the downloadable PDF documents. All you got to do is click on the pinned messages, and every single one of the Successful Saturday recordings and the PDFs will be there if you guys want to train on this for your teams as well. Okay, guys? So again, thank you guys. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. I'm going to get ready to see you guys on the next Successful Saturday. If you guys have found some value, then be sure to leave some great reviews. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And let's kill the week. Starting it off with success. Everybody, have a good one.